Ladies and gentlemen, hope you're all well. Um, it's all gone a bit mental. You may recognise the person on the screen, Erika Kirk, a young Erika Kirk, it would seem. 13 years ago, this video was posted, 1.6 million views. A video called Emerson Drive, She's My Kind of Crazy, official music video. So, young Erica here appears, she looks very, very much the same, to be honest, for it being 13 years ago. A young Erica here um, had a life before Charlie Kirk, could be one way of putting it. So, the plot's really thickening on this whole Charlie Kirk assassination. Like, it really is thickening. And there could be something in what Candice Owens been saying. I was dismissing Candice Owens. She was going on about Israel and various other things. And then we seen stuff that Charlie Kirk was maybe shot from the right, which we don't think he was now. But then there's talk of, was he even shot? The power of the bullet. There's no way that bullet wouldn't go right through him. The force of the bullet would probably knock him back in his chair. He does not go back in the chair. He falls over eventually, but he's kind of pushed over by another man. I mean, the plot's really thickening, to be honest. The plot's really thickening on this. And the internet being the internet, and there's some clever motherfuckers out there, to be honest. There really is some clever motherfuckers who got time to search, and honestly, that again, here we are looking at a video called Emerson Drive. She's My Kind of Crazy. I mean, that could be a telltale and a sign as well. The name of the song, She's My Kind of Crazy. So, I don't know if I can play the video without being copyright, but there's a bit we need to watch. Quite significant, really. Some people can say it's coincidence, but for me, it's not. This is how these people play these games. There's also Erika Kirk here doing a hand symbol with Donald Trump at the end of her speech. A Masonic symbol for the devil. And there is two. It's the devil horns. There's two versions of the devil horns. There is thumb down and thumb up. But it also apparently is the hand signal for I love you. I think it was, but it's a good pass off that. It's a very, very good pass off to hide what you're doing. That hand signal alone, I would completely dismiss it and say, yeah, you're correct. It means I love you. But with everything else, no, there's definitely some suspiciousness here now. So I'm just going to play a bit more of this video, but some people have commented how the original guy in the van looks a lot like the boyfriend or he's called Tyler or something as well. Somebody else was saying the guy who's in the truck here. Oh, she's in the truck with now, who's you sort of in the video looking through his eyes right now. He looks a lot like either the boyfriend of that Tyler, and he actually is called Tyler or something. I think somebody said in a video I watched. Just madness. But this isn't what we're looking at. We're looking at a bit that happens roundabout there, I think. We'll play a bit more. There, this guy. Doesn't he look a lot like the boyfriend of the killer, Tyler? And I think it's called Tyler, or somebody said in another video. I can't 100% confirm that, but that was what I've heard. But doesn't he look like the transgender lover somewhat of or does he look like the actual shooter, Tyler? He looks familiar. Somebody said that as well in another video I watched. And I thought he does look familiar in some way for some reason. But ultimately, that's not why we were watching this video.
I march along to whatever out-of-town drum she plays me. She's my kind of crazy.
I mean, this girl's got a very, she's got a bit of a shady past for someone who's apparently a Christian woman who's perfect for Charlie Kirk. For a start, she won a beauty pageant at the age of 17. Again, beauty pageant, Christian, is that a thing really? Maybe, I don't know. I thought that to be a bit strange if you're all sort of Christian values and perfect for Charlie Kirk, running around doing beauty pageants in bikinis wouldn't really be his kind of woman. I wouldn't have thought. It was just a thought I was having. And so anyhow, they end up at Las Vegas, City of Sin here in the video. City of Sin, and again, Charlie Kirk's the perfect woman apparently.
Hands in the sky, like she's flying. She's my kind of ponytail pretty. Sounds like the country, looks like the city.
So, I'm just pausing it so we don't get.
I march along to whatever out-of-town drum she plays me. She's my kind of crazy.
But acting there is she's clearly all right at acting there.
My kind of dangerous.
She hasn't changed at all in 13 years. 13 years ago, if I just go down, this was posted, as you can see there, 13 years. Only 7,000 subscribers to the channel. Don't know if it was a big song. It's had 1.6 million views now, but I would imagine all these views have happened in the last couple of hours, days. So I'm still waiting for the bit that was.
My kind of say whatever's on your mind. She's my kind of Sunday driving, rolling down the back roads, hanging out the window, riding with her hair in the wind and her hands in the sky.
Right, there we go. This is a bit we were waiting for. Just doing a bit of a thingy line. So hold on.
She's flying.
Does anybody notice anything there at all? Nothing at all. 9:10. I'm backwards as well, like the Americans do it. Charlie Kirk was killed on the 10th of September, which is the 9th month, 10th of the 9th. Charlie Kirk was killed on that date. Is it a massive coincidence that that's the number that's highlighted as she flies past? We do get 10:10 just slightly, but not really. The focus is on 10:9. Charlie Kirk died on the 10th of September, 10:9. So there we have Erika Kirk flying past the exact date Charlie Kirk was murdered. It could have been any numbers in the world, remember. Any numbers in the world. And it just happens to be, and the Americans write the date backwards, what English people do. We write 10:9, 25. They write 9:10, 25. So that is the exact date Charlie Kirk died in a video 13 years ago. Again, another significant Illuminati number. 13 years ago, swings past the number 9:10. Now that alone, I would completely dismiss, but we're getting quite a few things coming here that aren't quite adding up with old Erika Kirk here. So again, there's just some weirdness in the background. She apparently won a beauty pageant when she was 17, never entered one in her life, just got an invitation to a beauty pageant and won it. One of the beauty pageant was owned and run by Mr. Donald Trump. She won one of Donald Trump's beauty pageants many moons ago, long before she met Charlie Kirk. And she knows Donald Trump very well indeed. So, yeah, she knows Donald Trump, won a beauty pageant. Again, the plot's really thickening here, and it even connects into sort of Donald Trump and Epstein. And I've said for a while, I believe Donald Trump to be on the Epstein files, and that's probably why we haven't got the Epstein files, because Donald Trump's probably in them. And maybe even worse than in the Epstein files, Donald Trump was maybe, he had hotels and he was running in beauty pageants. So he had hotels and young girls. And what a lot of the time what they do is they set people up with young girls and then blackmail them into doing what they're told. This is how they get people. And Trump has hotels and access to young girls. He's also a rich man, and I said he fits the profile of somebody who likes beautiful women, who would fit the profile of Epstein. But the thing that's being supposed now is that possibly Trump, Epstein was just a minion of Trump in a way. Trump maybe had um, the girls, the access to the girls. Trump could be massively involved in this whole Epstein crack, and again, this is why we can't get the Epstein files, because Trump's massively involved. It would make sense. He's known Erika Kirk a long time. Here she is in a music video, flying past the exact day Charlie Kirk was died. The plot's thickening. All these things alone, maybe not. But then she was apparently she ran a Romanian charity, like 17, a non-profit organisation to do with orphans that was linked to the military. I mean, it's really mad. Some of the stuff coming out, but some of it's undeniable. Like, is that a coincidence? 9/10, the exact date he died. This is, again, anybody who's not familiar with the Illuminati and the ways of, I mean, you could say that said Freemason maybe. Um, the ways of the Illuminati, they play tricks and numbers and leave clues, and they do it all the time. Like John F. Kennedy's murders, like numbers are important as well. Numerology, again, there's numerology involved here. People are picking out as well. Like numbers, numbers matter. They really do. I can't stress that enough. This alone might mean nothing to a lot of people, but when you know who you're playing with here, this is probably very, very significant. The one number she just happened to pass happens to be the exact date, 9th of the 10th, sorry, 10th of the 9th. The Americans write it backwards to us British. The exact date Charlie Kirk died. Again, I find that quite strange. Yeah, and she's in a music video. She won a beauty pageant. Again, Kirk claimed she was the perfect woman, but I think Charlie Kirk was played, and Charlie Kirk was possibly set up with Erika Kirk, and Erika Kirk was in effect Charlie Kirk's handler and keeping an eye on him. Um, I know that might seem so far fetched with people. She's got kids. Believe me, this goes on. This goes on, and a good example of it was Faith Evans with Biggie Smalls for Puff Daddy. This is absolute fact that Puff Daddy sent Faith Evans to look after, keep an eye on Biggie Smalls, and basically then they all murdered him because him and Tupac were apparently going to start their own record label. So they murdered them all, but Faith Evans was sent to keep an eye on Biggie Smalls by Puff Daddy, and was never in love with Biggie Smalls. I mean, again, I always wondered back in the day, to be honest, why this good looking woman, and again when she's on the song I'll Be Missing You, she looks very attractive. Why is this absolutely beautiful woman wanting to go with Biggie Smalls, and he's massive big fat guy? He looks a bit like dumb and slow in many ways, like. And the answer is she didn't. She was doing a job for Puff Daddy, and this is just the music industry. We're going up a level here with Charlie Kirk and politics and Trump. We're going up a level, maybe a couple of levels. So the Erika Kirk files, the honeypot from the Fallen Angels bloodline, is the name of The video, I wouldn't massively pay attention to the Fallen Angels bloodline part, but possibly, but I don't know. But again, just dramatic title. More about, gonna do just some more, a few things about Erika Kirk, really.
James Kaufman, World News Report today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time we blow open this Charlie.
Yeah, we're on the World News Report today channel, 93,000 subscribers. Let's just get into the woman.
Trump. Okay, want to know something really weird? So she had said in a podcast that she had never competed in pageants and had never done any modeling before. Until one day she receives an invitation in the mail to become a model and start doing pageants. And the pageants that she started doing were Miss USA pageants owned by Trump. So she modeled for Trump. She was one of Trump's pageant girls. But did you know that she was also a casting director at the same time that she was doing all this stuff for Trump? She doesn't specify on her website if she worked as a casting director for Trump, but around the time that she was claiming to be a casting director, she also owned a ministry that was working with the U.S. military in Romania. The area in Romania where she was operating this ministry had a bunch of locals accusing these evangelical ministries of kidnapping children and trafficking them out of the country. These children were being found in the UK, in Israel, and were also being sent to undisclosed private islands. Locals demanded authorities look into it, but they never did. Now, Charlie Kirk really wanted the Epstein files released, but did his wife? Prior to marrying Charlie Kirk, she was a multi-millionaire on her own, and since his passing, she's also amassed all of his wealth plus an additional at least $5 million in donations. She's currently considered the most powerful woman in the United States, with mega fans begging her to run as vice president in 2028. Let's talk about their first date, because it was actually a job interview. Back in 2018, 2 years after Donald Trump had started working with Charlie Kirk had hosted a Turning Point USA opening event for one of the offices that they had opened. And Erika and Charlie Kirk were introduced to each other. Charlie Kirk instantly thought that she was beautiful, but thought that she was really smart, and allegedly, one of their mutuals had suggested that Charlie Kirk hire Erika. I'm assuming it was Donald Trump or someone on his team, because Donald Trump had signed on to work with Charlie Kirk, and Erika was already one of Donald Trump's employees, so it would make the most sense for Donald Trump and his team to encourage Charlie Kirk to hire Donald Trump's employees. Anyways, Charlie Kirk DM'd Erika, invited her for a job interview. The job interview ended up turning into a date, and Erika allegedly had said, "You're not going to be my boss, you're going to
Be my husband." Did you know that Erika Lane Francev Kirk worked not only for Trump, but also for the U.S. military? I don't know if she kidnapped any children in Romania, but she's tied to a situation that seemed to be. These children ended up in the UK, Israel, and even on the island. No, now you know. Everything stays in the family. All right, let's keep going, because this is going to get just worse. It's just going to get worse. It just keeps getting more strange. In 2020, in an interview, Erika Kirk, then Erika Franzevi, stated that her family moved to Arizona because her mother was getting involved with government, Homeland Security, and Department of Defense contracts through her new company, AZ Technologies International. She has a current GSA contract number on her website, listed in GSA e-library AZ Tech International under contract.
I mean, all that's a massive load of, it's not waffle, but it's a lot of writing. Long story short, Erika Kirk's mum and dad have very strong ties to Israel. Now, we have Candace Owens going on about Israel and possibly killing Charlie Kirk. But it's also been mentioned that Charlie Kirk was getting a lot of money, was being funded from various places, one of which was Israel. But apparently he was starting to question Israel. So Israel probably would kill people, to be honest. So that's a factor as well. So the plot's really thickening here, really thickening. We've got links to Trump, links to Israel, um, links to a Romanian charity that's possibly trafficking kids. Again, this could link into Trump, could link into Epstein, the trafficking of young girls. She's worked for Trump. She won the beauty pageants of Trump. She might have been indoctrinated and used, and again could have been procuring children. She's very good friends with an army general. She was apparently getting kids for army personnel, possibly who were away from home for many months at a time. I'm not, again, this is all speculation, you've got to say that, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff coming out here from a lot of people, and it's starting to look very strange. It's starting to look very strange indeed. Even the assassination, he was definitely not shot with a rifle. That's not a bullet wound of a rifle. There's no exit wound. It doesn't knock him back enough. It's definitely not. There is talk of a device on his top now. This could be a possibility, but the plot is really thickening with this whole affair, to be honest. So, yeah, mum and dad. She actually says in an interview here about moving to a certain place because of her mum's working with Homeland Security of the government. So she wasn't a nobody. She definitely wasn't a nobody before Charlie Kirk. She'd been around. Um, Again, this is her dad. Actually, I will play her dad. Her dad's slightly more interesting.
MAGA's golden boy after falling in love over an interview set up by Trump. That's not a coincidence. That's placement. Her father, DOD, Raytheon's Israel Division Director, the CEO and Director of Raytheon's Israel Division. They're prominent Zionists. Her grandfather, Carl Kenneth Franz Vey, Vice President of American Banknote Company, yes, the one tied to secure printing and IDs, was Grand Chief of the Independent Order of Vikings. If anyone has ever, been my subscriber, y'all know when I run all the presidents back, we have to go through all the Vikings to get back to Jerusalem, don't we?
Yeah, and again, the Vikings, which I mentioned in the Caucasian video, the Vikings means the six kings, VI, Roman numerals. It's not Vikings, it's the six kings. And it's to do with the lost tribes of Israel, going into the Caucasian thing. All this links together. And what do we have here? Raytheon, Israeli division. So Zionists, prominent Zionists. You would imagine so. Again, there's a lot. There is now links to Israel, and what Candace Owens been saying. These people are well in with Israel. Charlie had started to question Israel slightly, and apparently was getting funding from Israel. Plus, Charlie's death, and the man he become. Somebody made a good point. Somebody made an absolutely brilliant point in another video. We're now assessing Charlie Kirk with the mind of today, with the eyes of today, and he's now this big celebrity. But upon his death, or 10 minutes before his death, he was well known in America, and he was quite well known in certain circles, in the trans community. He wasn't world famous. He really wasn't. He had just under 4 million subscribers on YouTube, which is very good, but it's not world famous, and he's only on YouTube. So the man is now a massive celebrity in his death, and his death, he'll achieve more in death than he will in life in many ways. But in my opinion, this is all staged. This is all planned. This is what he's going to achieve in death is nothing that he wanted to achieve. He'll be manipulated. He'll be absolutely manipulated, this death, to serve certain causes. As we see here, CIA sex kitten blackmail machine, which is again you get people with children or with prostitutes, and then you blackmail them to do what you make them do what you want, usually politically. So this is all a thing. Trump very much could be, as he said here, pageants and hotels, perfect leverage farms, hotels and young girls. That's absolutely what you need to do. See a sex kitten blackmail machine operations. They're the two things you kind of need. So this is all fitting together. Again, this it's all kind of fitting together. Not quite perfectly yet, but stuff's coming out. A lot of stuff's coming out.
Every one of them. Knighted by the King of Sweden. Knighted by the King of Sweden.
That's a dad.
Maybe the aliens have had enough. This is not some random traditional wife. She was a multimillionaire before knowing Charlie. Zoom out. Architecture is deja vu. Roy Cohn built the CIA sex kitten blackmail machine. Trump owned pageants and hotels, perfect leverage farms. Epstein was a fluke. He was a franchise plug-in. Erika's pageant to...
Yeah, like they're all part of this network of paedophiles. Epstein was nowhere near the top. He's just he was used, to be honest, or he was massively. The reason he's dead is because he knew too much. He knew too much. They couldn't get him out of what he'd done. And for what he'd done, Epstein will have believed he was going to be protected and kept out of jail. This, at some point, might have been impossible. So if Epstein's going to talk, because you can't keep him out of jail like he promised, your next best option is to kill Epstein. So that's pretty probably much what happened. To be honest, he knew too much. He was going to talk because you couldn't keep him out of prison because too much evidence had been released or exposed. There was too much. Too many people who weren't in on the plan knew the plan and or knew what was going on in the background there. And the ultimate best thing to do was to assassinate Epstein before he talks, and that's what's happened to Epstein. He was killed before he blabbermouthed and threw all of these people, probably including Donald Trump, under the bus. I'll have to make more videos on this as more comes out, but we're definitely in my opinion being played here. We're definitely being played. I mean, then there's the all the other sort of the other stuff as well. That all the I'll put the hand signal again. The hand signal people say could say I mean I love you, but it's also a version of the devil horns, and of all the things that she had to do, she just happened to do that. Added to all this other stuff, I would class it all as very, very, very suspicious, to be honest. Very suspicious. And the old it's I love you in hand signals, but that's a fairly new. It's not new, but it's like 100-year-old. I think the hand signal that for I love you. And debatable. The hand signal for the devil will be a lot older, so that could just be hiding in plain sight yet again with the hand signal. It's not really what it means. It means the devil horns, but let's pretend it doesn't, because it's easier to explain to people why we're doing that. You know what I mean? So again, if it was just like I don't know. Everyone's got to make their own mind up, I suppose, but there will be a lot more coming out down the road, I would imagine, in this. But again, the plot's thickening massively here. This 9/10 again, Erika on a music video flying past the exact date. Again, some people will think absolutely nothing of that, but when you've seen previous rituals, if that's what you want to call it, this is the kind of thing they do. And you can see other examples of this in previous rituals. I'm going to leave it there on half an hour, but I'll no doubt be back at some point with more information or more mystery on this, because the plot is thickening. I'll leave it there, peace.